Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm trying to avoid the sun. I might have to go back and come back and film this in a minute because it is really just right in the place, and I've taken the blinds down so it's streaming in. Okay, your specific person, how to manifest or manifesting a specific person into your life when you have been rejected in some way or another. I'm not going to go into all the ways that you may have been rejected. You know what rejection is. How do you do that? You're trying to manifest somebody. I'm going to tell you something about manifesting a specific person, and this is my strong belief. My cat is literally obsessed with me. He's just obsessed with me. He follows me everywhere. He's trying to get in here now. He just wants to be with me all of the time. It's like a dog. It's really weird. Now, think of this as being quantum, and we are living in a quantum field, as it were. So there's one of everybody, and everybody in your reality does have free will. Because the free will thing is a really funny thing, isn't it, to get your head around? But if you think that nobody in your reality has free will, that's very difficult to get your head around. And I don't actually believe that. I believe that my husband, Jeremy, has free will, my son, my mum, everybody has free will in my reality. Now, if I want somebody to behave in a certain way, and at the moment they feel something that is completely out of whack with how I want them to behave, I think that I am bringing a new version of that person into my reality, a slightly different version that can feel that way or that does feel that way. Again, this is my belief. I am heavily into quantum. I absolutely love it, love reading about it. And so this to me makes sense. This may not make sense to you. This is why when you look at videos online, it says make your SP conform. I think that's quite difficult to get your head around. What you're going to change this person in your reality. You are going to change them. They are like this now, and you are going to bend their mind, mess with their free will to make them a certain way. Does that not seem really tough to do? I do not see it like that at all. I don't see that I'm changing anyone. I just see that I am bringing a new version of that person. I'm allowing a new person of that version by deciding what I want to experience. So the fact that you've been rejected by this version of the person, but there's something about this person that you really like and you cannot let go of it. It feels right, it feels like it's meant to be, all of these things that you guys might say to me, or you just really want this person. There's something about them and you don't know what it is and you don't understand it, but you want them. If you are going to look at manifesting a specific person, I would strongly suggest that you come away from the idea of making a specific person conform to what you want them to be, not what you're doing. I really 100% don't think that's what we're doing here. Okay, you have to drop what's happened in the past, because if you start bringing in what's happened in the past and what might happen in the future, you are basing it around this version of the person. And when you're doing that, you're mixing up that energy, because you're thinking, well, I'm trying to make them do this, but they did this in the past, and oh, they're doing this at the moment, so how are they going to be that? It's irrelevant, because you're not making this version do anything. You are going to see another version. So with this in mind, what you kind of have to get your head around is this version at the moment that's rejected you is that version that maybe doesn't want to be with you, but there is another version like this that can appear in your life. And I do know, I feel I know this for a fact, as in I know it for a fact in my mind of what's going on here. You know, this has happened in my own life on a couple of occasions it's happened on more occasions than that, but I'm going way back. Like, you know, somebody changed their opinion of me overnight and was not interested in me one night, and then couldn't get enough of me the next night and told me that they loved me. It made no sense, no logical sense, but there is a video about that up here. But that was way back. But in my later life, in my married life, it's happened twice, once with Jeremy and once with a good friend of mine. And it didn't make any rational sense. No rational sense whatsoever, and I didn't actually really do anything to go in and play with their mind and affirm or change anything. I literally had a feeling, and that's all I had. And one with Jeremy was about 20 minutes. This was about 11 years ago. And with the friend, it was just like a daydream of them being different, and now they are. Never gone back. Now, so I did nothing I put no effort into that. And that's when people tell me that they're putting effort into changing a person, making a person be the person they want to be. If you look at it like that's always going to be hard. It's always going to come with that huge element of resistance, because you are trying to bend someone's mind. You're trying to play with somebody's free will. And when you think that, it becomes hard. But if you take it away and that's not what you're doing, then it isn't hard, because all you're doing is seeing another version. It's like anything you want in life. It's a version of reality where that thing is. It's either the job that you want, the car that you want, the friendship that you want, the relationship that you want. It's there because there are infinite possibilities, absolutely infinite possibilities, and that includes people as well. Infinite possibilities of how a person can be with you, depending on how you're feeling. So if you don't bring the past in, so you're starting from a clean slate, so kind of give yourself a clean slate. I think this is a clean slate. Yeah, I want this person. Deal with things like, I don't feel like I should want them because they've been a dick. Yeah, there's no judgment here with me with that, It's up to you, isn't it? Deal with that and let that go. And it's easier to do that when you think that you are going to bring in a new version, so it's irrelevant, because this version will not feel all of those negative things and those things, feelings that cause this rejection. It'll be a different version, so it doesn't really matter. The thing is, it's a difficult one because what you don't want to do, and actually, let's make this clear what you don't want to do is accept rubbish, because then you're accepting it from this version. So if you're accepting bits of contact or nothing at all from a person, you don't accept that. Well, the nothing at all thing's a bit different, isn't it? But if you're accepting scraps, stop doing that, because you are encouraging this version, so you will keep seeing this version. So in order to see another version, you have to stop accepting scraps from the version that you're seeing, because we don't want that version anymore. So that is really good, and it's empowering because it brings you away from accepting crap, basically. Because what I don't want to do is encourage that, and that's why I don't make too many videos like this anymore, because it's very easy to drop people into a state of anxiety, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to you guys. I want you guys to be empowered. So let's stop accepting those scraps. We do not want this version anymore, and if we do not want this version, we cannot encourage this version, because we'll keep seeing this version showing up. We want a new version. Wipe the slate clean. This is a new person. This is not your ex, or this is just a person that you want to experience in your life like this. And why not? Write it down if you want to, if that helps. Like, script it out, feel it, or just imagine it on and off when it feels good. But otherwise, go, that version now that's rejected me, not interested in that version, not interested. I don't want the version that rejected me being in my life, because he or she is still going to have elements of that. And I want a whole new version. I don't want the person that has those. So just think of it as a whole new person, not your ex. Try and take it away from, that's my ex, I'm bringing my ex back. You're not bringing your ex back. You are seeing a new version of a person, a whole brand new person. So don't put any effort in, please. Really don't put any effort in. Don't start affirming for it or anything like that. That will just drive you to frustration. I didn't do that, and these two people have never gone back to how they were before. Whole new personality transplant, you might say. And that's what it feels like, but I didn't put any effort in. And if I had have done, I don't think I would have seen those changes, because it would have come with resistance. I'm sorry. I'm really hoping the sun is creeping around, so I'm going to move a little bit. Is that okay? This stuff works when you are not trying. It does not happen when you're trying, when you're putting effort in. It happens when you're looking away, when you're just getting on with your life. And that just means doing the stuff that you enjoy in life, doing the other things, throwing yourself into work, into reading, into watching Netflix movies or shows and stuff, really enjoying those things that you generally enjoy in life, but you've put on the back burner because you're trying to do this. Stop trying to change somebody. You are not changing anyone here. You are just manifesting a new version. You are stepping into a reality where that version is there, and they will feel like, with the guy way back, that was probably the weirdest thing that's ever happened. And my friend said there's something wrong with him to do that. But he's such a nice guy. He was such a lovely, lovely guy. And he wasn't messing me around. He literally point blank told me that he was not interested. He liked me, but he didn't feel that way about me. We didn't have anything in common. He was very adventurous and I was shy, and I really could see where he was coming from, but I was gutted. And the only effort I put in was walking back, because I was on holiday at the time with my friend, and thinking to myself, I wish he felt the same way as me. I really wish. I really felt it, but I didn't expect it to happen. The next day, a whole different thing from him. Like it was weird. Like, somebody made a comment on the video that I made, like, oh, maybe he saw you. I wasn't with someone else. I was just talking to somebody else that night. But no, he didn't. He hadn't even seen that. I literally saw him come in and he hadn't even seen me. So it was nothing to do with him getting jealous because he saw me with someone else. And anyway, why would he? If you'd heard what he said to me the night before, but it was nothing to do with that. It was completely weird and wonderful. And we saw each other for a little while after that. And he never ever said those things. He never rejected me after that. I was the one that ended it in the end because it was just too complicated. I had other stuff going on. But, you know, and it went from him saying, not interested, you're not my type, blah, 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 to the next night, I think I'm in love with you. It was so crazy. But again, I just, by that wish for it and that feeling, so energetically, I was feeling a new version of him, feeling the person that felt the same way as me. And actually, he felt tenfold more than me, really did, because I didn't say that to him. I didn't say I was in love with him, because it freaked me out slightly, but in a good way. It was good, but again, I just then that new version of a person showed to me that old version that had rejected me just wasn't there anymore in my reality. This new version was, and there he stayed. Okay, I'm going to stop it there. I hope this made sense, because I do have, I talk a lot about free will and I don't really understand it as such, but this is how I think I work with it the best, by just thinking I'm not changing someone's mind, because it's hard to do that, isn't it? In our rational human mind, to change somebody else's mind with the power of our mind, yeah, right, it works for some people, doesn't work for others. If you don't see it like that, and I truly do not believe that's what's going on here, then it just becomes a whole lot easier. I'm not going to say easy, because where people are concerned, there is a bit of resistance bound up in it. But if you try to look at it like this, that version it's been and gone. If you try been and gone, if you try to bring that version back in a changed way, then you're just still going to get that part of that person, because you're trying to bring the same person back with all that rejection built up there. But if you don't look at it like that, then you don't have that, and you have a whole new version without any of that stuff. It's all gone because it doesn't exist for that person. Yes, they'll have a memory of that, but they won't quite understand. When I said to this guy at the time, Paul, his name was, when I said to Paul, what you said to me last night, he went, yeah. I said, why did you say that then, if you're going to say this to me now? And he said, I have no idea. I really don't know. But I just don't feel that way. I can't even imagine why I said that. I really don't know. I said, but you really meant it. He went, yeah, I guess I did, but I don't know. So, you know, because I do question these things. I'm not one for, you know, question them in a wonderment way, because then I just thought, God, that's weird, isn't it? And I did want to understand it a little bit, but then I just kind of went, oh, okay, whatever. Clearly there's something about me that he just can't let go of, whatever. I didn't know what it was, but there you go. Okay, that is it. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I'd love for you to do that. I'm just going to put a couple of books up of mine now so that you can see the sort of stuff that I write, because I am an author. That's what I started off as. I didn't start off as a YouTuber. That sort of came after it. Because a lot of people find my books first, and then they get surprised when they find me on YouTube. Oh my God, is that you that writes the books? Because I got your book and I just came across you on YouTube. But I did start writing quite a bit before I started on YouTube. And so yeah, I offer Zoom coaching and email coaching. Not many, I keep trying to avoid the sun, not many slots available. I think I did put another couple up there because I really had none left, and a couple of you wanted appointments that I couldn't give you, so I put a couple more up just to open it up a little bit, but there isn't much available. Apologies. There will be more in January. I just haven't kind of worked that out yet. So there's either 2 or 3 appointments left there. It did go down to 1, so I just adjusted it. I found a couple, I scratched around for a couple of times that I could do, so I hope that's useful to you guys that have struggled to find anything.